Hey guys, it's Logan, and it is now January 2019, and by now I'm probably getting like 10 messages a day asking, when am I doing my 2019 travel plans? Well, here it is. And we do have some set dates for when we're gonna go to parks, and we have some ideas to go to places that we don't know the dates yet. But just to give you a heads up, these are my 2019 travel plans. And guys, please understand that these plans may change. I made a video like this last year, and then we had to make a few changes. So I just hope you guys understand if they do. And if we are going to say any changes to the dates, we will announce them on Instagram and Facebook. So please follow me on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date. But anyway, here we go. My tentative plans for 2019. So my first trip of the year is going to be during my spring break. And an organization in California has invited me and my dad to come speak for them. So this is going to be a business trip, but also a theme park trip. So the first date we're going to go to a theme park is on Friday, March 15th. We're going to fly to San Diego, and then that afternoon and evening, we're going to go to a boardwalk park I've never been to, which I'm pretty excited for, Belmont Park. And the next day, on Saturday, March 16th, we are going to be going to SeaWorld San Diego. This is going to be the second SeaWorld park I've ever went to, because the only one I went to was SeaWorld Orlando. And this looks like a smaller park, but it still looks like a lot of fun. Like all the animals, it does look very pretty, like almost like the one at Orlando. It looks very fun. I've never been there. It should be good. And then on Sunday, March 17th, is going to be our first ever Koaster Kids Day on the West Coast, Koaster Kids Day at Knott's Berry Farm. So stay tuned for some more details in the future on social media. But for those of you who don't know, Koaster Kids Days are just meetups. Anyone from Southern California, you can really come from wherever if you really, really want to. But we basically just hang around as Koaster Kids and ride coasters, record video, review the rides, and all that good stuff. And it's always a lot of fun on these Koaster Kids days. And there's also going to be some of my great friends going there. Like Maddie, the Koaster Kids reporter, is planning on being there. And also Dane from Virginia and Sean from North Carolina might be there. So this will be awesome. I can't wait for this. And by the way, you don't have to wear a Koaster Kids shirt for this event, but a lot of kids are going to be wearing them. It looks really cool when they're all wearing them in the pictures and videos and stuff. So you might want one. So if you do want one, you can order them at coasterkids.com/shop. You can get yourself one if you want and represent it at Knott's Berry Farm. And the next day, on Monday, March 18th, we're going to be going to Six Flags Magic Mountain. And guys, this is going to be my spring break, but for some of you folks in California, it might not be your spring break. You might still be in school, or you might be homeschooled, I don't know. So if you do want to meet me there, you can either skip school, or just ask your parents to bring you, or just whatever you want, if you really want to meet me anyway. And I've already been there like about 4 times, so I'm really excited to visit one of my favorite parks and ride some awesome coasters like Twisted Colossus and Tatsu and X2 and all those other ones. They never get old, so I'm really excited for this. And also on the 19th is going to be our speaking event, and then we're going to go back to Magic Mountain on Wednesday the 20th. So 2 days at Magic Mountain in total. And as of for the rest of the week, I'm not really sure what we're going to do. I don't know if we're going to have to fly back home or if we're able to stay for a few more days. But I would really like to go back to California's Great America to ride Railblazer. And if we do that, we're going to do it on Saturday, March 23rd. That's a possibility. Don't mark your calendar just yet. So that's it for March. And now for April, we don't have as many theme park plans. I would like to go back to the IX Center at some point in April, maybe on a weekend, but we're not really sure on a date yet. Next trip is going to be for Easter weekend, and I'm not really sure who's going to be coming with us on this trip, but I know we're going to go on this trip, and I'm very excited for it. So on Friday, April 19th, we're going to be spending Good Friday at Dollywood, and then we're going to drive to Charlotte that night, and then on Saturday the 20th, we're going to have our third annual Koaster Kids Day at Carowinds. And we're going to drive to Atlanta that night. And then on Sunday, the 21st, Easter Sunday, we are going to be at Six Flags over Georgia. And then we're going to drive back home on Monday, the 22nd. So we're going to head to 3 different parks in 3 different states in 3 days. And I'm excited for this tour. This is going to be amazing. And I know there are some of you guys in those cities who may have plans with your family because it is a holiday. But if you do want to come to these parks on these days, you can. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait. And then the end of May, school's out, and then the fun level is now at maximum. So on May 31st and June 1st, we're going to be doing a coaster enthusiast event at Holiday World called Hollywood Nights. And I've been hearing that this is like the best coaster enthusiast event in the country. So I'm super excited for this. Apparently they run Voyage at night trimless. So that would probably be overpowered. And they also do a lot of different fun activities. But if you do want to go, you're going to have to be a member of some sort of coaster enthusiast club. You can check the list on their website. But hopefully a lot of coaster kids can be able to go to this event because this seems like an amazing event. And then on Friday, June 7th, we're going to be going back to Coaster Mania at Cedar Point. And this is another really cool coaster enthusiast event. And again, you're going to have to be a member of a certain coaster enthusiast group. It's not just ACE. There's a ton of different groups that you can choose from. But they do a lot of cool stuff. Like last year they had a boat ride around the peninsula and also had ERT on some of the coasters. So that's awesome. So hopefully there's also a lot of coaster kids that go here because Coaster Mania is very fun. One of my favorite coaster enthusiast events I've ever been to. So that's it for all the dates. We also have some other trips that we know we're going to go on, but we're not really sure when we're going to do them. These might all take place in June because that's our best month for traveling. So stay tuned for all those dates. Keep track of them. But here are some of our other trip ideas that we're planning on going on in 2019. And we're not going to do any overseas trips this year like Taylor and Chad and Dan from Midway Mayhem are going to Japan. And I'm obviously not going on that trip because that's just insane. But we are planning on doing a trip of going to Canada and then through New York and then to Pennsylvania. So the first stop of the trip is going to be Canada's Wonderland, which I'm really excited to go back to because I haven't been there in like 4 years. And I was 10 when I went there, and I only got like half the credits. And hopefully Yukon Striker is open because, in my opinion, that looks like the best dive coaster. It just looks so much fun. And I'm also excited to re-experience all the coasters and rides that I rode last time I went. So after Canada's Wonderland, we're going to head through Niagara Falls and then hit Marineland and Fantasy Island. And I know those are like 2 small parks, but we are going to make some videos there. They look like kind of fun to visit. And then right after those 2 parks, we are going to head to Seabreeze, which also looks like a small fun park. So I'm also excited for that. And then after those parks, we're going to be hitting Darien Lake, Waldemere, and Kennywood. And I'm obviously mainly excited for Kennywood because of Steel Curtain. That looks amazing. I don't think it'll be better than Phantom's Revenge because, like, I'm a lover for Phantom's Revenge, but that also looks like an amazing ride. And then after Kennywood, we're probably going to head home. We may or may not go to Columbus Zoo on the way home to pick up the 1 credit there, but then after Kennywood and Columbus Zoo, we'll head home. So that's probably going to be my biggest trip of 2019. But if you want to meet us at one of these parks, stay tuned for the dates we're going to release closer to the summer. And for another small trip we're going to do this summer, we're going to be doing a trip to Indiana, Illinois, and Wisconsin. So the first park we're going to be doing is Indiana Beach, and then our first ever Coaster Kids Day at Six Flags Great America. And I'm hoping to go up to Wisconsin Dells to go to Mount Olympus. And I also want to time this right so that way I can get my 500th coaster on max force. But that may or may not be the case. We'll see how it goes. And we also might visit one park that I always get asked, when am I going to go to it? It's going to be Michigan's Adventure. It's the only Cedar Fair park I haven't been to, so we might go there, but we're not sure quite yet. And then in late June or early July is one of my favorite times of the year, the Koaster Kids Days. This is going to be our third annual Koaster Kids Day at Kentucky Kingdom, our fourth annual Koaster Kids Day at Cedar Point, and then our fifth annual Koaster Kids Day at Kings Island. And stay tuned for those dates on social media. And just like last year, we're going to try to pack all three of these days in 1 week. So that way, if people are coming in from different areas of the country, they can hit them all in the same week. So that's it for all our current plans for 2019. And we also have one more thing coming that's going to be big. Like, guys, it's going to be very, very big. Quite possibly the biggest thing that any coaster YouTube channel has ever even attempted. I can't announce it yet, and I can't wait to tell you guys it, but you guys have to stay tuned to hear what this is, because it's going to be huge. In fact, if you want to guess what it is, let us know in the comments. It'll be fun looking at those comments, because I don't think any of you guys will ever guess it, because it's like really unique and very awesome. Alright guys, that is it for my current 2019 travel plans. And I know, it's not as many parks as we did last year, but it's still pretty good. It's about like 20 parks. And even though we're going to fewer parks, I hope to meet more Koaster Kids. And we can still make this the best year ever. And we'll just have a lot of fun. And just so you guys know, we're not planning on doing any trips to the East Coast or Texas or Florida this year. So before you guys start going, oh, when are you going to Fiesta, Texas? When are you going to Busch Gardens, Tampa? We're not planning on doing that. But you never know. Something might pop up later this year. Sometimes my dad books events in these markets, and when he can bring me, we can. But as of right now, we're not planning on going to any of those parts of the country. But we do know for sure we're going to want to go back to the East Coast in 2020. So, just giving you guys a heads up. So, anyway, I hope you all have an amazing 2019. Hopefully, we can meet a lot of you guys this year and make this the best year ever. So, have a great day, have a great year, and be brave and ride on.